Ooh, we are up early. My next guest is Joy Guidry. She is going to be at the Yale Schwartzman Center in the Dome on December 3rd. She's got a new album out called Five Prayers, and she'll be joining us momentarily to talk about the inspiration for this work. Let me tell you a little bit about Ms. Joy. I believe she is from Texas. She is a bassoonist, a versatile improviser, performance artist, and composer of experimental music, daring new works that embody a deep love of storytelling. Joy's music channels her inner child in honor of their ancestors and predecessors. The San Diego Tribune has hailed her performance as lyrical and haunting, hair-raising, and unsettling. Joy was born in Houston, Texas, into a creative family that has shaped who she is today. She is the founder of Jade Records, which is a record label that focuses on experimental ambient music, free jazz. Jade Record was founded in October of 2024 and currently has released, this is her third album, entitled Five Prayers. Joy has presented her original work at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, Hauser and Wirth, Music of Contemporary Art San Diego, The Kitchen, Red Cat, among many other venues. And she has been commissioned by the National Sawdust Long Beach Opera, Jack Quartet, Guadamus Festival, and the I Foundation. Joy has been featured in festivals like the La Biennale di Venezia, the Balanews Blues Festival, A La Mar Festival, Cologne Jazz Week, Dripping Festival, the Spoleto Festival USA, Big Ears Festival, and many, many more. Joy Guidry is a winner of the 2021 Berlin Prize for Young Artists. She is currently playing on a Heckel bassoon, number 6101. Good morning, Miss Guidry. I think she's going to pop on. I see her popped on.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thanks for getting up early, girl.
Yes, of course.
I know it's early for people, but I appreciate you coming on. So you're going to be here December 3rd, which is exciting.
Yes, I'm very
Have you been
excited.
here before?
No, I've never been to New Haven.
Oh, then you're in for a treat. Make sure people take you to get some good pizza.
That's what I've heard. So I'm allergic to dairy. So,
Me too.
oh, okay.
Me
Hopefully they
too.
have options.
So I can tell you where to go to get great pizza without dairy. They
Okay,
use
yeah.
vegan cheese.
Okay, amazing.
I will drop that in the chat to Serafika. So how are you?
I'm good. I just got back from my tour for Five Prayers. Feeling very, very inspired. Feeling tired for sure. It was a long 3 weeks. Um, I'm just happy to be home for the holidays, and I recently moved to Chicago and I have a new apartment. So just it's my first holidays in this new home and just trying to like fill it with a bunch of good memories and like warmth and things like
Oh,
that.
that's wonderful. Now you hail from Houston, Texas.
Yes, I am from Houston.
Are your people still there? You got people
All of
there?
them. Well,
Okay.
it's kind of half and half. So my mom's family is all from my mom and my dad's family are all from Louisiana, from Southwest Louisiana, like Opelousas or Lafayette and Grand Coteau. And then my grandma, my maternal grandma, moved to Houston. So it's kind of like half my family is in Houston, half my family is in Louisiana.
hmm So when you come from that part of the country, particularly if they're from Louisiana, I know music is in your bloodstream.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell me, how did you become a bassoonist? Like, how does one pick up the bassoon and say, I like this instrument?
Well, it was a lot of curiosity. I started on saxophone in sixth grade, and it's something my mom really wanted me to do. She's like, "You'll be so cool." And I was like, yeah, sure. So I did it, and that's like back when I used to be like a huge people pleaser. So I did it, and music was something I kind of was always good at, and so I learned saxophone pretty quickly, and it just was never fun to me. I think it's a beautiful instrument when I hear it now, but I don't know. I kind of felt like I was doing it for someone else. So when I learned about the bassoon in AP music theory, um, I was like, oh, this is such an interesting instrument. And like, I only knew it in the context of classical music, like Stravinsky's Rite of Spring or La Mer from Debussy, and different like beautiful pieces like that. So it was, yeah, it was very interesting to make that switch from bassoon to saxophone. And a big reason, I don't know, didn't have appreciation for the saxophone is in my music education, it was taught that jazz was secondary. It was like this black music, that necessarily didn't deserve the respect that it absolutely does. Jazz is the foundation
Right,
of so much.
right.
Jazz and gospel music. I mean, one could say they're the same thing. But yeah, it's very interesting that I switched from saxophone to bassoon to play more classical music, and now I do jazz in a
Okay.
way. So yeah, so that's how bassoon found me, and I fell in love with it immediately. It's a very difficult instrument to play, but over time, it has really gone from like this vice to make music to literally a part of me. Like it's getting to the point where I do need to get a new bassoon. This one is 100 years old. Um,
Wow.
yeah,
So what's a new bassoon? Like one that's 50 years old? Like what's a
no, like quite literally, you can get one that just finished yesterday, or
wow.
today. But yeah, preferably like I would like a bassoon that's about 50 or 40 years old. They do take a long time to break in. I mean, it's up for debate, but I would say it takes about 10 years for a bassoon to break in.
Wow.
Just with touring, traveling with a bassoon this old is really scary
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I have a very, very, very good case made by Wiseman as carbon fiber, and people can shove their bags up there and it won't do anything to the instrument, but it's just like, wow, like y'all have no concern for other people's property. So yeah, I'm ready to keep this one at home for like recording purposes and local shows in the states and things like that. But yeah, it is about that time to get a
Wow. Well, good
bassoon.
luck. Good luck with that.
Thank
Tell me
you.
about this new album because this is your third album.
Yes.
And it
So
sounds very for the moment. I Five
mhm.
Prayers speaks to what we all need at this particular moment. So tell me about your your journey for this album.
Yeah, I would say it was what I needed in the moment as well, and currently writing as well. A year ago, I was so unbelievably broke and uninspired and just not having a good time in life. And I started thinking about writing some demos. I was like, well, I'm leaving this one label. Do I want to go independent? Do I want to possibly get signed by a much bigger label, start a new journey over there? So I was like, well, I need demos, like things aren't gonna just like if an opportunity falls into my lap, like I need to be prepared. And I feel like that's most black people in America. Like, what to say, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So
That's
I'm
it.
trying to stay ready. So I started making these demos, and I was having so much fun and exploring this new sound world, and it really helped me with my depression that I was dealing with at the time and other things going on with my mental health. So I ended up staying independent, ended up making up my own label, but I was like, oh my God, I have all this music. And I was talking to my best friends who also kind of like creative direct for me. And they're like, you should release it, It originally was going to be a Man Deluxe album for my album that came out a year before.
Hmm.
But it just had a completely different storyline, where A Man was kind of about finding happiness, finding peace. Five Prayers is just five songs that are pretty raw emotion. The titles tell a pretty clear story in my head, that I was kind of fighting for my life. And I had to lean on so many friends. I had to lean on my craft. I had to lean on my actual prayers. I had to lean on God. Like, I just had to really as my 16-year-old brother would say, I had to really lock in. You know, it was a really horrible and tough time. But the testament of that album today is I started it last summer, and I didn't have a lot of hope for myself. I did not have a lot of hope for my future or so many things in my life. And I was crying and I was like, I'm not being seen the way I want to. I'm not being heard the way I want to. I'm not happy. I like found no enjoyment out of life. To having a really good talk with a mentor in July that completely changed me. Well, I don't say completely changed me, but started the process of like awakening me back to my true self that I have loved that I've become, you know, to now leaving a 3 week European tour with so many great dates, met so many people, played so much music, got to play in places I never would have thought I would have gotten to do when I started music in sixth grade. It was stuff for my dreams, and things are just growing and growing. And in my business side with music and everything, and it's really nice and it's lovely to hear like see people's messages or what this album means to them and like how the music has helped them the same way it has helped me. So I started this album with hopes of feeling better and putting energy into this album to have a better life in the future, just mentally, spiritually, you know, maybe even financially. But you know, just to have a good time. And a year later, I can say that testament stands true. And that energy I put out into the universe of just wanting to heal has happened. And I have healed from that episode of my life. And yeah, I feel extremely blessed. I'm so happy. I'm not happy I went through that journey. I do not wish it even on my worst ex-boyfriend, you know. But it taught me a lot, and I really see what God was trying to talk to me about during this year, and just like show me I can get through anything, you know. So it was truly a journey. Um,
So when you play it now, Joy, because when you were writing it, you wasn't feeling joyous. I mean, you weren't
Absolutely
feeling,
not.
but now you're in a different space. Does the does this album, does this music, these 5 songs, do they hit differently? Do they feel
Oh,
different?
absolutely. Like, especially the last song I play in my live show is You've Done What You Can, track two. And it's just, I end it and I pair it with this beautiful conversation with Toni Morrison about how to survive that goes viral on social media like every 3 months. I love that sample. I've been using it for about 2 years now to end my shows. And I don't know if until I find a message that speaks clearer than that, you know, it's gonna be there for a bit. But I love talking to the crowd, no matter the size of just like a lot of times in life we do need to realize that we have done everything we can and we need to sit our behind down, you know, and just like be with it, ride the wave
Yeah.
and understand like we have to still find enjoyment out of life. We still have to live and breathe and hope. You know, you can never lose no matter, you know, no matter what you believe in or anything like that, like just like trust the universe. And yeah, I always get a little teary eyed, and now I'm working on my fourth album. And
Really? Now, is the fourth
yeah.
album reflecting joy, more joy and happiness and bright days,
No.
or you have more to finish up around healing and work, inner work?
It's every album has been kind of about healing in a way, but I've started putting some of that music into my shows, and this next album is about my dad. And I have this song I've been working on for a bit called "Dear June: A Letter to My Father." Um, so I've been playing that in the shows, and it really feels like I'm communicating with him. He's still alive, you know. We do not talk anymore, but yeah, it's like just really believing the power of energy, especially sonic energy. So,
Does he know about the song? Like, has he heard it? Did you send it to
no,
him?
no,
No.
we haven't talked in almost 4 years. Yeah, so it's interesting and a really beautiful experience. It's also, you know, it is sad when I play that song, or you know, it's just a bunch of different emotions. But at the end of the day, it is really fun to take Five Prayers, the album, and kind of freak it, you know, and what's it called? And make it into this live version with samples of like melodies in heaven, of what's it called, believing yourself, a bunch of different gospel songs that I experiment with and kind of chop and screw in a way
Mhm.
that I'll be showing also at Yale. So, and just kind of making these kind of choirs with my bassoon and my synths and things like that to try to kind of make this like timeless environment. So it's a really really fun time playing the music live.
So you're going to be at the Schwartzman Center on December 3rd, which is a Wednesday. At 7:30 show, one show, right? One show.
One show. Hmm.
And the dome, I don't know if you haven't been here yet, but the dome is such an extraordinarily beautiful space. Like it's very, very nice. And so I think it would lend itself to the kind of music that you play. I think you will enjoy the vibe of that space. It's very it's got an ethereal kind of vibe to it, under the heavens, the way it is. So you'll be here on December 3rd. Do you get to stay a little bit, or are you just in and out?
Pretty in and out. I get there right when I have to go into rehearsal, tech rehearsal. And the fourth, I'm doing a community engagement with a senior living facility in the morning, and then I go back to Manhattan for the rest of the week. So, yeah, it'll be a pretty quick trip. But I think there will be time for pizza.
I will make sure, Sarah, if you could get you some vegan cheese pizza
Amazing.
that will not harm you, because I eat
Thank
there
you.
all the time because I have a severe dairy allergy too. So so it's nice to meet somebody. Not that we have this allergy, but it's nice to meet somebody who understands, you know, how
Yes.
we have to manage the world. So so when you sit down to craft music, create music, who inspires you? Who are you listening to these days, Joy? Like who are you at the Beyonce concerts? Are you a Kendrick Lamar fan? Are you where are you with your musical taste?
So yes, I do go to every Beyonce concert ever. My, Houston cousin. Um, I've been listening to, let's see, who have I been listening to a lot lately? I've been listening to a lot of Olivia Dean.
Mm,
I really, really, really love her music. I've been listening to a lot of Geese. I think they're from Baltimore. This really, really cool band. Um, Kia, one of my good friends, released her album Hook's Law recently, and it's really cool to dive into this new sound world that she created. Listen to a lot of Kalela, a lot of Blood Orange. Yeah, just kind of like music of different music that also really tells this huge emotional story, but they each tell it in their own unique way, and that's been really cool to kind of just like look at from kind of afar and up close and be like, okay, how did you tell this story? You know, and I kind of started getting when the idea really started coming for this next album, and I'm sitting down to really write the music. It's like, okay, well, the thing that is across the line of all of these stories is that it's so unapologetic. And the thing I loved about my very first album, Radical Acceptance, is that it was a very, very unapologetic. And I really want to get back to that energy. I kind of have lost a little bit of myself in with that in my music over the last couple of years. So I really want to come back to that. But really, for me to when I'm sitting down to write music, I need to have a story that I want to
mm-hmm.
tell. I need to have something that I really want to communicate. Sometimes I am just like playing around in my apartment or in my studio, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool song, and I'll just release it as a single, like almost there. But overall, yeah, I don't know. I just write a bunch of songs, and it's kind of like what makes it to the final album is like kind of a small percent of what actually was written. But I really sit down and I take these emotions I have, and I'm like, okay, what harmonies will make me feel like this, and what harmonies will make me feel like I'm resolved of this as well. Um, so yeah, it's I kind of just really I even will like kind of storyboard with just writing an essay about how I feel about this certain story about my dad, for instance. And I know I want to tell a story that is empowering for many other queer and trans people who have lost access to their family, things of that way, but who have also gained even more access to their self and their own self love. So yeah, it's gonna be a hoot. I would say, but I would say at the root of everything when I sit down, it's just a lot of storytelling.
Well, I appreciate you getting up early, Joy, because I know musicians. this is not their time of day. So so
Yeah,
I
please
appreciate
be
you
here.
getting up early to talk to me about your artistry, and I know you're going to be amazing come December 3rd for your performance. I'm gonna do my best to try to get there because
Yes, please. It'd be great to meet you.
I find you inspiring. So I'm gonna try to get into space. We'll see what happens, but I
Yeah.
know it's gonna be fabulous. I'm gonna put your music in my rotation so I could get more familiar with it and just flow with it and see what happens. So thank
Alrighty.
you
Thank you so much.
and take good care and enjoy New Haven. I wish you could stay longer because this really is a cool city for you to see and hang out in.
Yes, hopefully in the future.
All right, my dear. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. All right, Harry. I will. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I won't be back until after Thanksgiving, December. So happy Thanksgiving, Harry. I will see you later.